In the dead of night, March the 29th, television channel TAN stopped broadcasting. The unknown people shot the main cable, which connected the channel transmitter with antenna in TV tower. Witnesses said that there were at least 5 gunmen. You see this ladder? Between it and the rail they were sitting secretly. Then went there. The TV tower which transmitting TAN's signal is located in the city center at Mira Street 177. Almost all technicians heard the night shooting, but the TV tower security personnel. We were just sitting here and didn't hear anything. TAN's technical director Bazir Musirov arrived first at the scene. He had to call the police himself as the TV tower security personnel refused to do so. The arrived policemen were really reluctant to do their job. They were headed by the first deputy of Bostandik police station Muhit Shaikin. Go upstairs and see, maybe the cable is getting damaged by itself. We have to verify the reason just because we can't exclude anything. Height of 3 meters above the surface, 9 through holes were detected. Later in the daylight, policemen found several cartridge cases. Also, it is getting clear that there were 2 attempts of cable shooting. At the height of 40 meters above the surface, the cable was pierced by bullets. In the daylight, the cable was shot supposedly from one of the neighboring roofs. Surprisingly, nobody heard the shots, neither no one noticed the gunman. However, before the shooting there were some criminal events. 2 days earlier, late at night, somebody entered the roof of the TV tower company building and cut the broadcasting cables. Since then, live broadcasting was impossible. However, the evening news program was broadcasted pre-recorded, although 1 hour late than it should be according to the schedule. There was an information there about an official letter sent to the Ministry of Transportation by the TAN company. In the letter, the company's management informed the ministry that all technical and sanitary problems were fixed by the company, so the ministry had no legal rights to suspend TAN's broadcasting license any longer. In the morning of March the 28th, TAN's journalists made an investigation in order to clarify how the cables were cut. It turned out that it is impossible to enter the roof of the company's building by the roof eaves, through the window at the top level, or by fire ladder. The only possible way there is through the building of the Kazakh Institute of Strategic Research, which is attached to the company's building. There are 2 manholes in the roof, and most likely the intruders came through them. When we left the roof, we tried to ask the security personnel of the building how secure is the building and how it is possible to enter the building. The security officer told us that since the evening, all corridors and offices are protected by alarm and it is impossible to enter the building secretly. A stranger cannot enter the building. All doors are closed in the evening. There are no one left in the building except the security. Repairing works took several hours in the roof. Evidently, the offenders did not have enough technical expertise, and that is why they cut all the cables. They cut our transmitting cable as well as benign antenna cable, which we used for tuning MTV. This was very unprofessional. TAN was out of air at the peak of dramatic political events in the country. One of the leaders of opposition political movement Democratic Choice of Kazakhstan and TAN co-founder Mukhtar Ablazov was arrested. The DCK leaders called the public to have a meeting in the Republican Square of Almaty against corruption and political repression. Right after this, the authorities gave their sanction to arrest DCK chairman Galimjan Jakiyanov, and he was harbored at the French embassy to avoid prosecution. However, the events around TAN have been continued. The journalist had to undertake additional security measures. During the rally at the French embassy, chief cameraman of the channel, Ruslan Tairov, was beaten. He was attacked by 2 young people, and as a result, he was hospitalized with craniocerebral injury and concussion. In addition, he partially lost his memory. One man attacked me and another one attacked Andrei. I took my camera to protect it and then received a heavy blow on my jaw. Then I noticed another man who was trying to break our camera, protected at that moment by our driver. The driver managed to save the camera. Then I lost consciousness. The attackers were with the group of young people from Talabkar youth movement, rallied at the French embassy. Both were under 25 years old, looking like sportsmen. One had Asian and another European appearance. On that day, the embassy was protected extremely carefully. It was circled by police and KGB officers, but no one of them managed to protect the journalist. When the militia approached, the attackers disappeared. Then they made a second attempt to attack us. They hit the cameraman and ran away. No one tried to chase them. Although the action has been initiated against cameraman attackers, and by the order of Almaty Chief Police Officer, a special investigation unit has been created, the policemen have not reached any results yet. After the attack on the cameraman, TAN management held a special press conference. The journalists demanded to stop physical and psychological pressure on them. Extraordinary security measures were undertaken. The correspondents went to make reports only with security personnel. It was forbidden for female journalists to make reports from public meetings and rallies. Bright yellow TAN labels were taken out from the microphones. I think it is nonsense that right in the center of the state, which has declared itself a democratic one, the mass media representatives should be very concerned about their own safety. They have to think about protection, and they have to think about it in the Furmanov Street, which is full of the militia.
На котором нельзя 300 метров подходить, и за всем этим наблюдают полицейские.
In the meantime, the city court has cancelled the decision on paying fines for releasing allegedly unlicensed movies by the TV channel. The claim was brought against the channel by the Committee on Intellectual Property and the City Agency of Justice. The channel's lawyers proved that TAN did not abuse of a law. The court ruled to satisfy our claim and stop legal proceedings against the company. The TAN's management is still waiting for an answer from the Ministry of Transport and Communication. It is unknown whether the ministry confirmed TAN's license renewal, and does the ministry have any other claims to the company. There isn't any letter yet. I received from the ministry only verbal message that everything should be okay, and the ministry is drafting an order on cancelling our license suspension. This information is denied by the report of Kazakhstan Today news agency. It is said that the ministry is going to withdraw TAN's broadcasting license on the grounds that the channel was not able to fix all technical problems revealed by the auditing. However, it is yet impossible neither to confirm nor deny this information. The ministry's officials refuse to give any comments, but the TAN's personnel are hoping for the better. All the time since halting the broadcasting, the channel has been operating as usual. None of the channel's staff decided to leave. In the meantime, strange events are going on in Astana. The day after TAN's cables were shot, the channel's news were not available for capital city Astana either. Nevertheless, TAN's journalists recorded news programs especially for the capital and the regions. All of a sudden, TV channel Era of Astana, which retranslating TAN's programs, has stopped broadcasting. A technician of the transmitting center said that Era was switched off due to the order of the Ministry of Transport and Communication. Later, he refused his original information, saying that Era was switched off due to technical difficulties. The security of TV center Kazakhstan 1, where Era's transmitter is located, did not let in the Era's representatives. Only technical director was managed to get in. It took him about an hour to check the equipment. A condenser and 2 transistors were taken out. I've seen only their leftovers. Era did not manage to broadcast with the help of reserve transmitter either. The management of the transmitting center was delaying the needed paperwork. After a week of struggling, the officials refused point-blank to let the channel broadcast. By that time, the broken transmitter was fixed. Era was broadcasting for 2 hours. Then it was stopped. This time, something wrong was with the antenna. So far, it is not getting fixed. Era's director is describing the situation as sabotage. When TAN's broadcasting stopped in Almaty, we here in Astana kept broadcasting TAN's programs. As we are good partners with TAN, we purchased some TAN shows. On Friday and Saturday we broadcasted tons breaking news. Along with transmitter failure, all telephone lines were switched off in Era's office. Unknown young people were trying to intrude the Era's building. The Era's management organized round-the-clock guarding of the company's premises. Presently, the channel is waiting for the decision of the tender commission. To be or not to be, this is up to the officials of the ministry.